Hello everyone, Glenda Mollet here and welcome to my craft room tonight. I'm going to show you some ways to use up those stacks and stacks and stacks of designer paper that we all have hiding in our craft room. And right now it's celebration, of course, and we're getting even more designer paper because celebration this year has 3 different paper packages that you can get for free with various orders. So there's a $60 level and there's a $120 level. And I thought, let's just pop on tonight and I'll show you orders. Oops, so there's just gotta stop myself from talking here. There we go. I'm just watching so I can watch the comments. So I got my computer set up. So I'm going to show you, we're going to make a card together and show you a different way to use designer paper. And then I'm going to show you a couple of other cards that I made this week using designer paper. Hello, Carmen. So the designer paper that's in celebration this year is, let's start with this one, Flowers and Fields. Free at a $60 level, and it's all about flowers and fields, obviously. Hey, oh, look at all the people joining me. This is so much fun. I love it. Okay, so this is the paper. Black background with floral and on one side, and then the other side they have the geometric shapes. I love this one. This one calls to my heart. Oh, oh, Valerie. Coronation Street. Yep, that's my morning ritual. So, this is the paper, and it's free at a $60 level. So that's one of the ones you can get. Then there is Paper Blooms, which is another one at the level, and it is all about flowers as well, but different types, and there's geometric shapes on the other side. But some of these, like these, you could stamp your sentiment right on that and punch it out with a circle or an oval and have it like that. Or you could use like let's see, maybe some dies with leaf dies is what I'm trying to remember the name of, and use it right in the circle. You don't have to use this as background paper. And I've seen so many lately where they've cut out these patterns and put them on cards. Of course, I haven't had time to make any. Then there's also the other sides of them, right? So this is another free pack at $60 level. Pack it back up here so it's not in my way. And then, of course, there's the ombre paper. This one is easy to use. So, oh, I'm so excited. We have lots of people. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to say names individually because then if I miss somebody, then I feel bad. But just know that you're all welcome in my craft room. So, ombre paper, back available again. This is the most popular paper in the celebration brochure, and it's so easy to use that I've used it before, so I'm not using it tonight. But there is plain ombre, and then there is the ombre with the circles. And on one side, there's one color, and on the other side, there's the other color. So it's Blackberry Bliss, Rococo Rose, I was going to say Lucky Limeade. Okay, that's taken us back a while. Granny Apple Green and Bermuda Bay. So everybody and their uncle are using this one and loving it. I love it. This is like, I've gone through 2 packs already. Okay, so I'm getting those out of my way. And then there's Berry Delightful. Now this one is at the $120 level because it comes with its own stamp set that coordinates with the paper And then there is, out of the mini catalog, there's Sweet Strawberry and the Strawberry Punch, which I didn't get out either. Ah, there it is. Okay, so there's the Strawberry Builder Punch and Sweet Strawberry. These are out of the mini catalog, but they coordinate with the Berry Blessings stamp set and what's this called? Berry Delightful Designer Paper. So they all kind of work together, and I'm going to show you a couple of cards that I've made out of this paper. Look at this pattern on here. I've seen a lot of people use that with the Darling Kangaroo and Company. But look at this. I punched this out and made strawberries out of it. It's perfect for the seeds. So look at this. Oh, just look at the colors in this. Okay, it clashes with that one. But if you use, hang on, let me get a piece of it out. You still have another month yet for celebration. If you use that and this pattern together, is that not amazingly awesome? So then there's this. And you know that thing in the catalog, that's the suit. People are making some really cute cards. And I received one. Let me see if I can find it. I don't remember where I put it. So, oh, there it is. So look at this. That's made using the suits, and I'll show you that in a minute. Hello. Oh, I'm so excited to see all you guys. So you could use this as your shirt. Man's shirt, that would be absolutely perfect. But on the other side, these, I bet you could punch out with the punch. And look at that. There's another shirt opportunity. Don't think just fruit. Don't think just flowers. That would make an amazing men's shirt card. Yeah, I would show you mine, but they're way down the other end of the house. I should get Ted to go get them for me, because I haven't showed you those yet. So, yeah, just look at the patterns. So, that's at the 120 level. Okay, so the suit thing that I was talking about, what is it called? Hello, hello, hello. Ooh. Handsomely Suited Bundle, page 67. Okay, so this is, there it is. That's the suite. And when they show it, they're making suits and stuff. But you don't have to make suits with it, as this card shows. And wouldn't it make an amazing shirt, men's shirt, like that? You don't even have to put the suspenders on it. Anyways, I digress, because that's not what I was doing tonight. Yes. So, there we go. That's the free celebration paper. So, when you get to the point where you have, I love the paper too. It is amazingly pretty. When you get to the point where you've gotten every stamp set in celebration, and maybe multiples of during celebration, think paper, because you can use it for so many things. So I'm not going to show you the two that I made this week yet. We'll save those till after we make a card. So last weekend I participated in an all-day stamping thing. It was 11 hours. It was geared towards our teams, and Lisa Henderson, I think it was Lisa. Oh, please tell me it was Lisa. Hang on. Oh, it wasn't. It was Elizabeth. I wrote her name down so I wouldn't forget. Created this really cool card using the Kangaroo and Company, and she used designer paper on there in a way that I haven't used it in a very long time. So I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're going to play with Stamparatus at the same time, because you know, sometimes making it easy works. So I'm going to use a couple of dies from the Tasteful Labels, the two circular ones. They're the same ones that she used. And then another one of the Tasteful Label dies. This one. There's some of that designer paper, the first one. Flower in Fields, it's called. So it has this on the other side. It's pretty, but you know, it doesn't do anything for me. But this side, I like this side. And the way that Elizabeth used it is perfect. And a couple of pieces of Whisper White. One is bigger than the other because you'll see why in a minute. And then a piece of red and a piece of vellum. Okay. So, get myself organized here. Step one, we'll get all the pieces ready and then we'll do the assembly. Oh, Norma, you're going to have fun. Jessica, it is awesome paper. Okay. My magnetic platform is having an issue. And I don't know what I'm going to do when it dies. I have to figure out a way to put a cover on it, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out of here like that, but I'm going to turn it so it doesn't hit a solid wall going in. One of those, nope, sorry, that goes on that one. This goes on this one. And I'll just cut those out. Uh-oh, don't freeze me out. It's not frozen for me. Okay, those are done. And I'm just going to get my pieces and then put my dies away so I don't lose them, because, you know, things happen and I lose things. Okay, so there's those pieces. Now, the bigger of the two, the 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece, I'm going to put through the subtle embossing folder, just like that, with the things going up and down. Okay. Do a quick presto changeo on my machine and run this through. Oh, I hope, Maria, did you get it to work? Okay, there we go. I hope it's working for you, because it's working for me. Okay, so we have Poppy Parade. We're going to put the white piece on top like that. Plastic, where did that come from? Find my Stampin' Seal. Now, this is not the same on both sides, so you just kind of have to figure out which one makes your heart happy. Remember the little trick? Just run it on your hand like that and it advances it forward. I tell you, that is the biggest aha moment I had from last weekend. Just one of those little tips that other people think are everybody knows, but it turns out that nobody knows. I love the aha moments. Reboot. I'm sorry you had to reboot. Okay, now I'm going to put this onto here because that's what Elizabeth did. And to do that, I'm going to get a glue dot. Well, I'm actually going to use two glue dots. Put a couple on there to hold it, and then it'll be covered up with the designer paper when I put it on there. So I'm just offsetting that a bit, and that's going to go onto here. Oh, look at that. Apparently I cut it out of paper that already had adhesive sheet on it. Isn't that awesome? Sometimes things work and you don't even know they were broke. Speaking of broke, my garage door broke 2 weeks ago, I guess. Now this goes on here like this, down here like that, flat. And I'm just going to put adhesive on one side. Yeah, so my car's been living outside. My car doesn't like to live outside. It's never had to live outside. It's always lived inside. So I go out there to start it and it goes rrr, and it's diesel. Doesn't like starting in the cold. But hubby got it fixed today. 2 springs and 2, what did he call them? You know, the things that open doors. God, I hate it when my brain goes in that area where nothing works. Hinges. 2 springs and 2 hinges later, my garage door is going up and down again. Yay! Okay. Now, Stamparatus. Many, 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 many uses for Stamparatus. The way I'm using it tonight is just because I can stamp everything at once. I didn't get my ink. Good thing it's close behind me. So I'm going to stamp everything at once. Going to give it a good inking. And by using the Stamparatus, if I mess up and don't get it stamped exactly right, then I can re-ink it and start again. Or if I want something just a little bit darker. Okay, now when you lift this, when you're using photopolymer and you go to lift your cutting plate, you have to go very slowly so that it releases. If you go whing and open it, then it moves and then you can't restamp. But look, I missed there completely. So you just, and then this isn't very good either. So you just re-ink it again and stamp it again and push down everywhere. There. Sometimes I have to stand up and then slowly release. Just lift it till it releases. See? Exactly the same spot that it was last time. Yay! Love Stamparatus. Okay, take that off. Put that behind me. Let's put this off to the side for now. And you saw that I used this as a prop to hold up the plate when I was inking. It just gives you a little bit of, makes it a little bit firmer to get your ink on there. Okay, now dies. Cut out the Mrs. Kangaroo. Now I was laughing at myself the other day because I was stamping away calling it a hymn. Then I'm thinking, well, that's kind of dumb because hymn has a pouch. And do hymn kangaroos have pouches? I don't know. I thought only mama kangaroos had pouches. Now I'm going to use washi tape on this because it's teeny tiny and it's moving everywhere. I don't want it to move. So tell me if you know, do male kangaroos have pouches too? Okay, now's when we hold our breath and hope it's working and it doesn't move. Okay. There we go. Come on. Let go. So we have the presents. We have the party hat. We have the mama kangaroo. Now, you'll see I didn't cut that out because I'm going to do something different with it. So I'm just going to cut it out and put it off to the side. But I want to show you a trick about the Stamparatus. So I'm going to keep that. Oh, didn't get my white. Hang on. Only female kangaroos have pouches. Yay! Thanks for finding that out, ladies. Okay, so I'm going to take and cut out some more of these pieces. And I don't have to worry about where they are because I haven't stamped them. But I want to show you how you can stamp them. So I guess I better stop calling it a hymn then, huh? Stop calling him a dude. Okay. I have the pieces. And we'll put the dies back here where they belong. Put that off to the side because I don't need that right now. My Stamparatus. Okay. Maybe this is big enough. I don't know. Let me just do a test to see if it's big enough or if I need that other piece. Yeah, not big enough. Okay. Bring this back in. So when I set this up, I set it up. Oh no, that's not the piece I want. Hello, Blondie. So you put back in the piece that you did all the cutting out of so that it matches your stamps, where your stamps were. Okay, get the dies out of the way. Uh-oh. I moved my mouse and you guys disappeared. Okay. So there's the pieces. And I'm just going to take this just for you off because I'm not using it right now. So you put the pieces back in the holes where you die cut the original ones. Just like that. Okay? Perfect. Now, ink up your stamp. Oop. You really do need to have a prop underneath there just so you get good solid surface to get your ink on. Give it a good inking up. Make sure everything is where it should be. Put this down. Stamp. And lift it up. And look at that. Absolutely perfectly placed die cut and stamped images every single time. Now, if you are making multiples, you know, like we do at Christmas, or you want to have a bunch of kangaroo cards because you're having a baby shower or something, this technique allows you to do that as many times as you want, and you don't have to stamp and then try to die cut them out before they slide away. So there you go. That's one of your tips for the night. Okay, so bring the card back in. And I think I'll use think I'll use crumb cake to color the kangaroo. I'm going to leave a little bit of the ear with no color on it because I want to put some, I want to give her some pink ears and the pink nose. And I haven't put anything right here because I have to go back over and do a second coat of the light, and I don't want it to be dark. I want that to be the lightest part. I could go back in with my color lifter and lift some of the color out too if there's too much. I like coloring this kangaroo because there's it's not fiddly. Make sure you do the hands. And then there's a little tiny bit of the arm right there. And these Stampin' Blends make it so, I don't know what that is. It must be something on my stamp. There's a mung is the word I use. Somebody asked me the other day where that word came from. I have no idea. I've been using it forever. Okay. Now I'm going in with my dark crumb cake. Give it a little bit of tender love and care here. You know, where the shadows are going to be. Right under there. And we'll put it here, and we'll put some on the tail. And end of the foot. And maybe just a little bit up here, the top of the head. I just caught my shirt in my lid. So I'm going back over with the light, and that's going to blend the dark right in. Yay! Coloring. Get that all blended in like this. You don't have to color the kangaroo. You could leave it whatever color it is. Just either white or vanilla, whatever you stamp it on. And you could stamp it on crumb cake. And then just have it a crumb cake kangaroo. No coloring required. There we go. Go over the arms, back over the pouch. Now I'm going to do one very light coating here. Now I'm not putting any pressure on this marker at all. I'm just letting it float, and see, you can get a nice light color in there. Are you guys still there? Nobody's commenting. Okay, so I have light Calypso Coral. Give it a little pink in the ear and the nose. And then get the presents out. I'll do some coloring on the presents. And this is Dark Daffodil Delight. There we are. A little bit right there. And add Too busy watching me. Too busy watching Coronation Street. Don't tell me what's going on. I'll watch it in the morning. I stream it the next day, so I don't get to watch it when it goes live. that's okay. Okay, so I just added a bit of real red to those ones. And now the hat, I'm going to use the same colors. Was reading, not only does the female have the pouch, she has a few more female organs than others. Oh, that's interesting. So I'm doing a team event for my team at the end of February, and it's all based around the kangaroo stamp set. And I've got all the cards made already, and they're so cute. Okay. There we go. You can multitask. Well, of course you can. You are a female. Females can multitask. Okay, so dimensionals, and we'll pop this little cutie up. Now when you're doing this, just make sure you don't put your dimensionals over top of that slit. Oh, that's what I forgot to cut out, because that's where the presents are going to go. But I forgot to cut out the thing that holds the presents. Scissors. A couple of little strips. That on there. And put one on the tail. 3 vaginas and 2 uteruses. Oh my God. Poor kangaroo. Okay. Now I'm going to cut that. Where did I put my dies? So this little die that's in there cuts out a handle. So I'm going to cut that right now. Once I get it all properly in the machine. Okay, there we go. Now, you can put a saying on that, but I just want to be able to put it in the pouch like that and have the presents, oh, except I'll use the colored one, have the presents on top of it like that. So I'm going to put a strip of dimensional on there because I want it to be popped up so that it's hanging out of her pouch. One of either of those is more than enough. I agree with you. Okay, so we'll put this dude on the card. Nope, dudette on the card. Oh, gotta put dimensional on the ear. I don't want the ear to get caught and pulled off. All right, let's get one of these little ones, put it there, and another one of the little ones, put it here. There we go. Come on, off. This one's showing. I got to move it a bit. There we go. All right. So we're putting the kangaroo on kind of like this. Then I'm going to, now I've taken the liner off of that already. And I'm going to just pop it in here. Uh-oh. Remember what I said? Don't put your dimensional in the way? Well, apparently I put my dimensional in the way. Okay. But you know what I didn't do? Is I didn't take the liner off of it. So I can just pull it out. Okay. Get my pokey tool. Just pull that dimensional out of there. Come on. Okay, now, because that side has to be attached, it's going to get a piece of dimensional. You guys are getting the real thing tonight, I tell you. Getting all the boo-boos and the screw-ups. Okay, I'll just put this on the back there so that it's out of the way of the pouch. Yeah, so remember what, do what I said, not what I do. Come on, get off me. Okay. So that just slides in there like that. And then the presents sit on top. We'll just make it so that her little hand shows in there. There we go. And then you can pull it out and push it back in again. Not that the person that gets the card is going to know that, but they can. Okay, I haven't forgotten the hat. That goes on the inside. But now I have this. And Elizabeth does this all the time. Cut up the sentiment. I don't. I've started now. Now she popped it up with, you do like a section of dimensional. It's going to be too wide. Put off. So put dimensional over the whole thing. It makes it real. Oh, it's as real as you're ever going to get. And then cut the words apart. And there you have your dimensionals already on your word. Isn't that a cool trick? So then you just put them, let's see, she had them right along in here. There. So you just put them there. Once you take the liners off, let's just make sure that I get it in there reasonably straight. Or not. You don't have to be straight. You could make it funky and crooked. That would be cool. I know, Val, it makes your sentiments go so much further. There, I did it funky and crooked. Okay, but that one should have been over a bit further. Look at that. Look at that cute card. So you got lots of technique tips tonight, I tell you. And then bling. We have to put bling on it. What are we going to put? What are we going to put? Let's see what the red rhinestones look like. They might work. Sure, they'll work. Absolutely. Do you think I'm going to have issues with my placement and commitment tonight? Because you know, it happens all the time. It's like, where do I put these? There we go. I know, it's outside the box, but is that not adorable? Now, this is sticking up because of the handle that's in there, but you don't have to. All you have to do is, like, don't use the handle, because 99% of the people that you give this card to are not going to know that that's what they're supposed to do with it. So, if you just take that off and put dimensionals on there. Like that. And then put it back on there. You don't have to use that slit in the pouch. See? It looks exactly the same. And only you and I and maybe some people will know that that's in there. So, yeah, I like the layout. I love the simplicity of it, and I love how she's used the designer paper in a different way. Okay, so now we're going to do the inside, because I haven't done that yet. So that used a little bit of designer paper, but now we're going to use a little bit more. I'm going to take my inside piece, and this is 3 3/4 by 5, and we'll stamp the little, oops, wrong piece. Stamp the little dude in there. Like that. Might as well do the envelope while I'm here. Okay, put the lid on that, put that out of the way. Get our blends out, do a quick color. And this little one is tiny, so it doesn't take long to color at all. So, while I'm coloring, guys got any questions? Celebration's on for another month, got till the end of February. And then it's gone. It's only 2 months this year, because we're getting another one in July and August. That would be cute with the donkey. You're right, Val. Love those donkeys. Hey, don't forget about my class on Saturday. Free donkey class. Come and join us. We're going to make 3 cards. I've posted the recipes, so you can go in and prep your kits. And if you don't have donkeys, well, use whatever you have. It's not a big deal. The purpose of these free classes is to get you stamping and have some socialization. We can't get together in person, but boy, we can sure get together on Zoom and Facebook Live. Let's give it a tail a little bit, and then I'll go over that tummy where I wanted the tummy to be very light, like that. Yay, wobbles! Yes, we're going to use wobbles. We're going to do a wobble card. A little pink in the ear, a little bit of pink. I was trying to figure out what color to use with these, and with the donkeys, and with the snails. Because on the snails, it uses Blushing Bride, and we don't have Blushing Bride markers. So I started using this light Calypso Coral, and it's really quite cool. Let me find a scrap of paper. Look at the color of this. It's kind of like a pinky, an orangey toned pink. It's really pretty. And this, I keep getting my shirt caught in my lids. I'm sorry, Maria. You live in Powell River. Tell the ferry to stop going back and forth. Okay, so now, put my adhesive on this. And we're going to put it on a piece of designer paper. Now, you could have die cut that piece out of the center of this, but you know, the purpose of this card is to use designer paper. So use the more you use, the better it is. Let go, let go. Oh, thank you. Got it on there crooked. There we are. And now we'll put that inside. And that covers up all that busy designer paper. But you know what? The next step, you'll see, I've used almost an entire sheet. Oh, I didn't put the hat on. Almost an entire sheet of designer paper on this card. Just wait till you see the next step. Okay, so now I have to put some adhesive on this little tiny thing. Let's see what I can do. Because this is going to go on the head of the inside one. Not bad. So now let's just get stuck here at a jaunty angle. Now he has a little birthday hat. Isn't that cute? Oh, I love it. Okay, so there's the card. But you know what? I did an envelope. I don't need the envelope because we're going to make one. As soon as I take this stamp that is going to get lost and put it away. Okay, so this is an envelope punch board. We used to sell them. You can get them on Amazon when you order your wobblers. It's gorgeous, Rosemary. I love it. Okay, so we're going to make an envelope, a really quick envelope. So on here, you use the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. You use an 8 by 8 piece of designer paper, and you start at 3 1/2. So it has this little hidden stylus. You put the edge of your designer paper at 3 1/2, punch it, score it on the score line that's already there, turn it, line that Peter pointer up with your score line, and do that. So once you measure the 3 1/2, you don't go back anymore. You just keep that. Keep using the Peter pointer part. Like that. And then there's a little rounder up here at the top, so you can round one edge. So for the top. That over there. And then you just take your bone folder or the stylus that's included with the board and fold it on the score lines. Oh, yes, the frog class. Don't talk to me about frogs. Okay, so then when you fold this, it has this little pointy thing. Now, if you don't like that little pointy thing, it's easy to get rid of it. Just take a ruler, go from the junction to the junction, and make a pencil mark across there like that. And we'll snip this off on the line. Whoops. That's gone. Now, adhesive on here. And adhesive on here. Right, very close to the edge. And then you just fold it up. And there you have your envelope. So now you have an envelope that matches your card. Is that not truly fun? Look at this. Who wouldn't love to see that coming in the mail? Now you think, well, yeah, but some of them are really dark, and how are you going to write and have it seen? Well, let me tell you. Oh, Maria, get it out of the box. Start using that designer paper, because I tell you, you can use any designer paper. I'll show you. So I made this card. This is the free strawberry one. What's it called? Berry Delightful. I used Berry Delightful to make the card. I used the blueberry. So there's the outside. There's the inside. And see, I used the reverse side of it there. And then I made an envelope. And I put a label on it. So that's where I'll write the address. There you go. See? Now you've got matching envelopes and cards. This is so exciting. Oh, if I used up my designer paper, I probably wouldn't have to buy envelopes for like 5 years. And you know how much I send stuff out. Like, I send out probably in a month close to 100 or more. Okay, so here's, again, I used that Same designer paper, but this is the strawberry one. And I used the strawberry builder punch and punched that out of designer paper as well. And it looks just like strawberry seeds. And look at these little ladybugs. Aren't they cute? So this one, I used the real red blends on and turned it red. This one, I didn't. I just left it the way it is. But there's that card. I added a little bit of ribbon. This one, I did a funky thing with the knot. Look at what I did with the knot. I tried something different. Okay, so there's this one. And then there it is inside. I added another strip of the designer paper there. Still did some stamping in there. Still lots of room to write your sentiment. And then I did a matching envelope for that one too. Envelope maker. I'm telling you. Life changer when you have those mountains of designer paper hanging around. Just take your envelope maker. It's just sitting there in the cupboard. Sits there, and so does your designer paper. Use it up. Because you know what? You can always buy more or get it free during celebration. So, there you go. What do you think? Yeah, the gray color is the Stampin' Up! Branding on it. I don't know why Stampin' Up! Doesn't carry them anymore. Probably because they weren't selling. Because we stopped using them. But they are still available out there. So, there you go. There's how to use designer paper. I've used almost 3 sheets. I think I have like little tiny strips left. 3 sheets of designer paper gone. And I get to make 3 people's lives happy. So I'm going to try and do on Thursdays, keep this theme going of using designer paper. I've already got next Thursdays all thought up, and template is made and the sample is made. And I'll show you a couple of more ways to use designer paper and share it with the people you love. Thanks, Gloria. Thanks, Carmen. Oh, good. Thanks, Norma. I'm so glad. 3 sheets to the wind. Yeah, because you know me, I drink so much. I really like this paper. And I so wish we were able to get it longer than the end of February, but I might have a giveaway or two. Maybe we need to do a giveaway tonight. What do you think? Huh? Let me get something. Let's give away a donkey stamp set. What can anybody who commented tonight already, like I'm going to go back and I'm going to read all the comments again, and anybody who commented on this Facebook Live will get their name put into a draw to win the Darling Donkeys. I'll even cover the postage to get it to you. So if you're watching and you haven't commented, aha, Carol, yay, I see you there. It is very happy paper and it's fun paper, even this one. Like, that's, Crushed Curry, no, it's Bumblebee. It's one of the new in colors. Okay, don't forget, if you're watching or you catch it on the rebound, the replay, comment so I know that you were enjoying the video. And see, tomorrow night is late night stamping. So during late night stamping, I'll put everybody's name on the name wheel and I'll draw a winner of the Darling Donkey stamp set. Everybody loves a giveaway, Carol, you're right. And I love giving stuff away because it's so much fun. Okay, ladies, draw my name, do it again as I have that one. Yeah, but you could give it to your granddaughters. I'm sure they would enjoy having the darling donkeys. Wouldn't they? I know if I was your granddaughter, I'd enjoy having darling donkeys. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me tonight. Apparently the evening time frame works better for everybody, so we're going to keep it at 7 o'clock from now on. So Monday night, 7 o'clock. I have something prepped. What are we doing? Let me check. Let me check. It'll be February on Monday. Holy Aunt Jemima. I think it's this one. Okay, I have a card prepped. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Tomorrow night, though, I don't have anything prepped. So if you want me to play with something that I have from the mini catalog. Oh, we haven't done the succulents for a while. We could do those. Or we could do Treasures of Life. Haven't done that for a while. Or the flamingo. Okay, so which one would you like to see me create with tomorrow night? Succulents, Treasures of Life, or the flamingo? Okay, comment in there. Let me know which one you want. Majority rules. And make sure you comment so that I put your name in the draw tomorrow night during my late night stamping. Aha, one for flamingo, one for succulent. Yoo-hoo-hoo. Treasure. Okay, well, we got one for each. Flamingo. Yay! Oh, flamingo's pulling out in front. Good night, Yvonne. Thanks for joining. Okay, ladies, I'm done. Thanks so much for joining me. Keep your comments coming in about which one you want to see. And tomorrow night, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. And it'll be Zoom and Facebook Live. So there'll be interaction, and I will post the Zoom link tomorrow for you. Stampin' Smiles, everyone. Bye for now.